Barbara Olson, a conservative commentator and attorney, was on board the hijacked Boeing 747 that slammed into the Pentagon.
Olson somehow managed to get to a cell phone and call her husband, Solicitor General Ted Olson, that her flight was in the hands of terrorists. Tim O'Brien of CNN files this report.
Our understanding is that Barbara Olson was on the plane, a frequent commentator on CNN and the wife of Solicitor General Ted Olson. She called her husband twice during the hijacking to tell him the plane had been hijacked. And they lost contact once, and she called back. After the first call, Olson called the command center at the Justice Department to inform them of this hijacking, and they said they knew nothing about it but would track it down. Barbara Olson told Ted the following story, that all the passengers were herded to the back of the plane, including the flight personnel, including the pilot. And the only weapons she mentioned were knives and cardboard cutters. You would think if there were a machine gun or any other kind of gun that she would have mentioned that. But the only weapons she mentioned were knives and cardboard cutters. I asked Ted if she made any reference to nationality of the hijackers or any suspicions about the motive, and he said she made no reference to that at all. They didn't have a whole lot of time to talk. She said to Ted, "What do I tell the pilot to do?" Somewhat typical of Barbara, a take-charge kind of person. But there was nothing they could do, and they're all trapped in the back of the plane.
Including the pilot.
And there were reports earlier of folks who said the people that are responsible for this flew the planes themselves, that the pilots of these planes would never have crashed either into the Twin Towers or into the Pentagon. So apparently first-hand account from Barbara Olson to her husband, Ted Olson. It really is chilling when you listen to that.
All right.
They said witnesses say Pentagon employees are walking down Columbia Pike to get away from the scene. There are long lines forming at payphones as people try to make contact with friends and family to let them know they're all right.
Cell phones won't work.
Cell phones won't work. Cell phones won't work.
Rubble is a jet. There have been conflicting reports whether it's a large commercial jet or a private jet.
They said witnesses say Pentagon employees are walking down Columbia Pike to get away from the scene. There are long lines forming at payphones as people try to make contact with friends and family to let them know they're all right.
Cell phones won't work.
Cell phones won't work.
Hold on, there is apparently a mass exodus from downtown D.C., creating incredible gridlock. His office.
Anyway, I was sitting there, and my chief of staff, well, first of all, when we walked in the classroom, I had seen this plane fly into the